Hi there, sign of Leo. Leo, this is Kim here to do your messages for your next 3 days. And I think that we're going to pull a breakthrough spread today. Easy spread to pull. Yeah, let's just see. Let's see what the breakthrough spread has to say for us. So as always here, welcoming your spirit team and your angels for these messages, and they are for your Most High. So want to know what kind of breakthrough Leo is having for September 2025. What kind of breakthrough do we have? Let's see. How do we want to do this? I guess we'll just pull the regular breakthrough pyramid, which is what we need to have the breakthrough about, the challenge, the breakthrough, and then I think I'm just going to do outcome and advice. So we'll change it up a little bit for outcome and advice. All right, still pyramid. There we go. Bottom of the deck is Jupiter. Nice card to have at the bottom of the deck. Might be suggesting that there is some kind of expansion for September that you don't necessarily, maybe you don't see it coming since it is at the bottom. You can see that card right here. Yeah, Jupiter is about abundance and expansion. And I just saw the unseen card, so maybe it has something to do with a thing that you don't see coming. All right, let's just pull one of these for your breakthrough. For Leo's breakthrough. And the 108 Oracle, and then I'll use Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot. That was Kim Krans Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, archetype deck. And I have Rider Waite Tarot to clarify. So not much longer. Let's get a little shuffle. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a good morning or day or night whenever you're watching this. And as always, I really appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the ways that you help me with this channel by liking, subscribing, commenting. It helps. So let's do 2 for each spot. And then we'll just go from there as far as what we need to clarify. Might not need to clarify anything. Depends on how clear the message is, right? Messy. 7 of Swords on the bottom. Okay, since it is a breakthrough spread, I'm going to take the 7 of Swords as being a strategy here. As the main thing going on with that card is when we are figuring out a strategy for ourselves, might not necessarily be telling everybody about this strategy. There's a lot of thinking going on. So, let's see. Let's see, Leo. Oh, wow. Ooh. Who are you? Who are you? You are all of that. You are it all. Alchemical wedding is what we need to have a breakthrough about. I think this is about finding that balance between masculine, feminine energies within you, and it's coming together in celebration. Because there's a major spiritual growth and development that is happening in September, obviously, with the alchemical wedding. Everything comes together in a celebratory way. Everything's balanced. You could say maybe this is has a lot to do with your psychology You think of Carl Jung if you want to look more into that alchemical wedding. So it is a cause for celebration. So how can we get to this point? So I feel like it's a spiritual evolution, a type of spiritual breakthrough that you'd be having. And then September usually represents like a changing of the seasons too, right? So shield is defensive, protect, support, safeguard, block, stand up for, ward off unwanted energies. Okay, so we can have a breakthrough about that too. You know, when you reach this point of a great awareness within yourself, and then in creeps back these repetitive behaviors and issues that have happened maybe our whole life, and it's like maybe it's talking about actually being able to shield yourself or ward off those types of energies from just keeping on repeating, because this is usually like the pattern here. The Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Looks like it's about knowing exactly like who to work with. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We might need to have a breakthrough having to do with what do we want to lay down the groundwork next for ourselves? Like, what do we want to build? You could be getting recognition. You could be getting, at the same time, more training. Something here with working with others, collaborating too. Knight of Pentacles. Forge ahead with the Knight of Pentacles. Let me just quickly get something for this shield. Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, it has to do with something that you've held on to from the past. I saw the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And I'm pretty sure that's the message here with this, is that, yeah. It's something from the past that we've held on to, and there's periods of time where we let go of it, and then it comes back. That's what I'm getting. And then it comes back. And depending on your view as to how influence, temptation can come into your life, you may view it as something you need to shield yourself, protect yourself from. That's interesting. Tell me more about shield. The Emperor. Oh, the King of Wands. The Emperor needs to be upright, right? If you're really shielding yourself, this is like an Emperor energy, isn't it? Yeah, because I have Aries up here. Confident, shielding themselves. It's about taking action. Maybe it's slowly but surely. Steady success. It's like protecting your growth, protecting your next move. Let's move on, because I'll just get stuck there for a while. Challenge. Wow. Yes, this Mars, like this really strong Aries energy is coming through here as confident, bold, and making big moves. The challenge is using your personal power. That's what it's about, I feel like, and it is. There is a lot of power here with Mars. There's that Four of Pentacles. And the King of Swords. Smartest man on any planet. And the Castle. Okay. Wow. So the Castle says pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, wealth, history, power, prestige. Yeah, okay, so the challenge is, what's the plan? What's the plan for what you're wanting to build? What's the plan to use this power? Because the King of Swords is a very, I feel like they're very intelligent. They're very well planned out. And another thing is the Seven of Swords, I said, was a strategy, right? It's a strategy and you keep it to yourself. And then on the card it says they hoarded secrets. The question is why. It just brings about, you know, that there's something that we're going to have to take precise steps using our power to achieve wealth, legacy, things like that. And there are some things that we'll have to keep to ourselves during this time, but the focus, I feel like, is about using your power to build something solid, stable, and secure for yourself. So the challenge, that's the challenge here. What is the breakthrough for Leo? The yellowing card, which is a good card to get. Oh wow, especially with the shaman. Yeah, for sure. That's a really good combination to get, because the shaman's usually known as like the healer, you know, the one that has the remedy. The remedy usually is like finding a part of yourself, or retrieving a part of your self that you thought was lost, or maybe we specifically detached from a part of who we were. This is healing that. So this is this will be opening up blocks that you have had that had to do with something that you had to heal on the inside. This is a healing journey. With the yellowing, it's almost healed. That's the whole point of that card, is that something is almost healed for you. You have the interesting, you have the yellow snake and you have the red snake and a diamond. So we could go into the shaman for probably hours. The shaman is somebody that's deeply spiritual, and they're on their healing journey, as well as maybe having a breakthrough of being able to even mentor others, even assist others with their healing journey, because they've been through it. And it looks like you're it feels like an up in a spiritual rank, in a sense, in this avatar, in this body. Chances are you probably were a shaman in a past life to a very that achieved a lot of things in their life already. And of course we have this avatar, we have this body, and it had to go through something too. There seems like some sort of healing that when it takes place, it speeds up, like the memories or the downloads from this last lifetime. Because I feel like you're the guide here, not just for yourself, but for others in some way too. So they're wanting you to really go within. They're wanting you to really reflect on this journey. They're wanting you to reflect here with the cabin. It can feel lonely, it can feel detached when you have the cabin, but what I'm thinking is it's more about peace and solitude. The Taoists believe that the lake is symbolizes like peace, tranquility, right, serenity. And so that's kind of what I'm picking up more about this too. But they're really wanting you to reflect on your journey, because there's layers that are coming off. Like you're the snake and it's shedding its skin, and this might be the 4th time that this has happened. But this one is like there's a pivotal spiritual growth in this particular, with this particular shedding of the skin. So they're wanting you to reflect, and they're wanting you to also reflect on how this healing has allowed you to step into a place of peace and tranquility within yourself and access it whenever you want, no matter what's going on. That's a really important part of this journey too, to look at. So I feel like there's maybe more growth than you're really giving yourself credit for, and new power to access for yourself. That it's almost like a challenge to see, oh boy, do you know how powerful you are? You know, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, do you know even how powerful you are? Yeah, you're the King of Wands, yay. You're the King of Wands. You're the natural born leader. And so just like kind of the shaman energy of somebody that others would look up to, they would maybe take advice from, or look at as a role model. It's the natural born leader. It's the person who inspires others by the way that they build, by how passionate they are about life. Meant to lead others. Do you see this? This is interesting. I'm noticing this for the first time in this, is that there's this castle back here, and they're making a really good point to show you that this King of Wands has a wand. And look how small the castle is in the background here. There's something that you're building that's going to be even bigger than what you're thinking you want to build. There's something that's going to be a lot. It's going to be bigger. Yeah. 9 of Swords and 8. Okay, so interesting, they're coming out together. 9 of Swords is a card of wondering how we're going to, it's our thoughts. And to me here, it's like, okay, how am I going to either go to the next phase, or how am I going to, maybe this stuff right here, like strategy, it might be kind of overwhelming at this time, but this is a breakthrough with our thinking. It's a breakthrough with saying that that we're focusing more on like the things that we can control, bringing me back to that inner peace and that peace that you can find within yourself. So yeah, I think this is a breakthrough with your thinking. Like healed the thoughts, and not to worry too much, because there's success coming in here, especially with number 8 being your breakthrough number. So it says on this card, this is your breakthrough. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. So your breakthrough is that you are going to be very successful. So, suspense. Let me see. What is the outcome here for Leo? It's the outcome. It's that energy rising. It's that energy. Ooh. This can even represent, like, to me, I feel like it could be Kundalini rising. Look at all of these snakes that have appeared in your reading. We have them here on the Alchemical Wedding. We have them on the Shaman, the yellowing card, and the reddening card. And I'm wearing a snake on my hand. This is really strong energy that you're going to have access to be able to work with. It's hot, like the peppers. It's hot. It's exciting. So there's a build up here, because there's a feeling of, okay, oh, another Aries energy here. There's a feeling of, I'm about to go somewhere new, and it's exciting. And that's what I think that this energy is there's this exciting, this is like the blood. So it's like you're feeling it physically in your body, that something exciting is going to happen. I'm about to go explore somewhere I've never been. Okay, so it does say explore, find your way, new territory. It also says plan and prepare. Chart a course, read the signs, figure it out, directions, and a new perspective, which the breakthrough to me is the perspective, is the thinking about it with that 9 of Swords. So it's taking you to new places. Taking you to new places. The 7 of Cups and the Death card. Whew. 7 of Cups and the Death card with the outcome means that there's going to be closure, that you get closure, major transformation regarding some sort of big amount of choices that you're going to have available to you. Where do you want to go after this? Where do you want to tell the Hierophant? Where do you want to go after this? So 7-7. Tell me about this outcome. Ace of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. Judgment. The Ace of Cups is a new loving opportunity from Spirit. As you grow, as you become more solid in your own foundation, in your spirituality, whatever it is, that it's like you're finding your grounding and your stability. And there's an ending to confusion here. I want to find out more about that. Like, and it partly has to do with judgment, because judgment is a card of spirit, kind of like waking you up or sounding an alarm in some way. So this Ace of Cups, let's get clarification on the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups feels like it is a love opportunity, but it might be more than one here. Or something loving that you like to do. We don't have to, for some people, they're not wanting to find a relationship like that. But it might be something that comes in that just makes you feel really good. Yeah, luck. Good luck is what's coming in. The clover. Good luck and good fortune. You found a clover. Oh. And you might find love. You might find love, or love might find you, the heart. Your heart's going to be all into it, no matter what. And see, even on that picture, there's a slit here because even the heart has had to heal through something here. So, good luck surrounding, kind of like the end of confusion for you. Because it's the outcome, I want to pull a little bit more on this. Tell me more about the end of confusion. Love. And the cross. The end of confusion. Something's going to be, there's some sort of major transformation here, where something's going to be crystal clear to you. That unconditional love is not only all around, but it's going to be so infused in your outcome, you wouldn't be able to ignore it. You have divine mission. You have a divine plan. With the cross, you're very tapped in spiritually. No matter what you believe in, there's some sort of purpose here that's tied to you and unconditional love. Anam Kara says, unconditional love, romance, soulmates, uncommon bond, devoted, always, tenderness, timeless, constant affection, best friends, appreciation, unchanging, infinite love. And then the cross was down for the cause, purpose driven, and heed the call. That's interesting too, because this map card says read the signs, and this one says heed the call. So it's like you are going to be given signs that speak to your heart to let you know that there's a new destination up ahead, and to prepare for it. And not to mention, keep something to yourself, or not telling everybody about your plans. But following your heart is what it's about, and your passion. Ooh. Oh, this is my favorite. This one's my favorite, as well as, what's the other one that I like? Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, the Great Work. There's two cards in her deck that are my favorite in the alchemy, and it's the Raven's Head and the Great Work. Because, for one thing, the Raven spirit has been popping up randomly in as a message to me. I was looking up the differences between the raven and the crow, and yeah, they have this like billowy thing here near their throat, a little bit different than a crow, and they have they don't make a caw sound, they make a different type of sound, and they're generally bigger, and they're not always in group. You know, crows are usually like in groups with each other. The raven might have one like partner, but you'll see them solo outside. So anyway, I was looking at that because it popped up mysteriously, like on my feed. It wasn't something I actually looked up, but I was looking into it once I saw it. And this means that, so this is advice for you, right? This is the section where this is advice from the angels, from your spirit guides, directly from them. And they're telling you to prepare to use that wisdom that you have gained you're about to express it in some very important way, because this card represents life's work beginning. Like something is beginning, and something is about to get, you see all this red? Something's about to get more energetic and creative with this purpose, with this path. I like that. Yeah, in some way, how you're expressing yourself. And so, also your advice is the world at your fingertips. There's something that you know, though, that would be very beneficial for everyone else to know, for the world to know, is what I'm getting. So your advice is like to experience, you're going to experience completions here, where it's now time to step into almost like another reality. And so they're telling you to prepare for that. Yeah, rest up while you can, meditate while you can, Four of Swords. Because when it gets busy, and then you'll be ready. And 4-4, guided by the angels. This is when we're very self-aware. Like I said in the beginning, who are you? It's very powerful to ask that question to yourself. Who am I? Right? It's very it just has a very powerful vibration that it sends out, or signal that it sends out. So this is you seeing something clear, the way that you're, the end of confusion, seeing yourself clearly. Tell me more about this advice, this new world, maybe, new world energy. Get ready for the journey. Clarity. Absolute clarity. 3 of Wands. Something you visualize this coming into being. And you're going to have, like, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to know. You're armed with the Ace of Swords, so you have an extension here to your power. And it's given to you for your life's work, for some sort of purpose that's beginning. What's under that 7 of Swords? The 2 of Swords. Major decision to make. With the Magician underneath that. Yeah, so I would be resting up or planning here, really thinking about what your decision is going to be when the call comes in. As the 3 of Wands here, upright, is when somebody has already seen their expansion, has seen or visualized, you know, what's coming, then that it's really good. Whoa. And that it's really good, and there could be a breakup here. There could be a breakup, Jack and Diane. If it's not, and that's coming out under advice from Spirit, is to kind of heal and let go. It's healing from the 3 of Swords energy to the 4 of Swords. And it's healing whatever this was that broke your heart. Now, that pain is part of your purpose. Okay, I have a card on the floor. On the floor. And it's time, yeah, it's time to repair the heart. It's time to actually heal something and move on from it and upgrade. So this is to make things right for yourself, to recover. It's to heal. Focusing on your healing. Any other advice? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful communication coming in. Nice. A new experience coming in. This is all leading to, like, this 4 of Wands energy. So something's going to be made right in your life. There's something with your life purpose that's going to kick off, like, a new part of your journey, where the relationships and the partnerships, the alliances that you make, they come in and they help mend each other, just because of how strong and healthy they are. So the cake is celebration, ceremony, party, honor, remember, recognize, wedding, birthday, award ceremony. And then 2 with telephone is a connection, communication, your throat chakra. So, yeah. So you'll have, again, cause to celebrate. Cause to celebrate. So that's what I have for you all, and I'm sending you much love for your day. Thanks for joining me, Leos. Bye.